Once upon a time, there lived a poor widow and her son, Jack. Their only worldly possession was a cow named Milky White. For a long time, the cow gave them milk every morning, which they would sell at the market. But one morning, Milky White gave no milk at all. "What shall we do? What shall we do?" cried the widow, wringing her hands. "Cheer up, mother, I'll go and get work somewhere," said Jack. "We've tried that before, and nobody would take you," said his mother. "We must sell Milky White, and with the money, start a shop or something." "All right, mother," said Jack. "It's market day today. I'll sell Milky White, and then we'll see what we can do." So Jack took the cow's halter in his hand and started off. He hadn't gone far when he met a funny-looking old man who said to him, "Good morning, Jack." "Good morning to you," said Jack, and wondered how the man knew his name. "Well, Jack, and where are you off to?" said the man. "I'm going to market to sell our cow here." "Oh, you look the proper sort of chap to sell cows," said the man. "I wonder if you know how many beans make 5. 2 in each hand and 1 in your mouth," said Jack, as sharp as a needle. "Right you are," said the man, "and here they are, the very beans themselves." And he pulled out of his pocket a handful of strange-looking beans. "As you are so sharp," said he, "I don't mind doing a swap with you. Your cow for these beans." "Go along," said Jack. "Wouldn't you like it?" "Ah, you don't know what these beans are," said the man. "If you plant them overnight, by morning they grow right up to the sky." "Really?" said Jack, his eyes wide with wonder. "Yes, and if it doesn't turn out to be true, you can have your cow back." "Right," said Jack, and he handed over Milky White's halter and pocketed the beans. Back home he went, and as he hadn't been long, his mother was surprised to see him. "Back so soon, Jack?" she asked. "I told you I'd sell the cow," said Jack. "You're a good boy. How much did you get for her?" "You'll never guess, mother," he said. "Goodness me, you don't say so. 5 pounds. 10. 15. No, it can't be 20. I told you couldn't guess. What do you say to these beans? They're magical. Plant them overnight and—" "What?" said Jack's mother. "Have you been so foolish, so stupid, so idiotic as to give away my Milky White for a handful of paltry beans?" She was so angry, she threw the beans out the window. "And now go to bed. Not a sup shall you have, not a crumb." So Jack went upstairs to his little room in the attic, sad and sorry, not just for his mother's anger, but for losing his dinner. At last, he dropped off to sleep. When he woke up, the room looked so funny. The sun was shining into part of it, and yet all the rest was quite dark and shady. So Jack jumped up and dressed himself and went to the window. And what do you think he saw? Why, the beans his mother had thrown out of the window into the garden had sprung up into a big beanstalk, which went up and up and up until it reached the sky. The old man was right after all. The beanstalk grew up quite close past Jack's window, so all he had to do was to open it and get onto the beanstalk. It was like a big twisted ladder. So Jack climbed, and he 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 climbed. At last, he reached the sky, and when he got there, he found a long broad road going as straight as an arrow. So he walked along, and he walked along, and he walked along, until he came to a great big tall house. And on the doorstep, there was a great big tall woman. "Good morning, ma'am," says Jack quite politely. "Could you be so kind as to give me some breakfast?" For he hadn't had anything to eat, the night before, and was as hungry as a hunter. "It's breakfast you want, is it?" says the great big tall woman. "It's breakfast you'll be if you don't move on. My man is a giant, and there's nothing he likes better than boys broiled on toast." "Oh, please, ma'am, do give me something to eat," said Jack. "I've had nothing since yesterday morning. "Really and truly, ma'am." Well, the giant's wife was not half so bad after all. She took Jack into the kitchen and gave him a hunk of bread and cheese and a jug of milk. But Jack hadn't half finished when, thump, 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 the whole house began to tremble with the noise of someone coming. "Goodness gracious me, it's my old man," said the giant's wife. "Whatever shall I do? Here, come along quick and jump in here." And she bundled Jack into the oven. Just as the giant came in, he was a big one, to be sure. At the waist, he had 3 calves strung up by the heels, and he unhooked them and threw them down on the table and said, "Here, wife, broil me a couple of these for breakfast." "Ah, what's this I smell? Fee-fi-fo-fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread." The giant's wife told him he must be dreaming, but the giant sniffed around the room. Jack was terrified. But luckily, the giant gave up and sat down for his breakfast. After he ate, he took out his bags of gold coins and counted them until he fell asleep. Jack crept out, grabbed a bag of gold, and scurried back down the beanstalk. His mother was overjoyed, and they lived well on the gold for some time. But soon it was all gone, and Jack decided to climb the beanstalk again. This time, he hid